Wow, this was pretty interesting. Again, even though this is strictly filler, I really like this one. Again, this is Sellavin asking you of Naruto Shippuden episode 351. Like, wow. Alright, the episode starts off with usually opening. Then you get Kakashi. He's having a nightmare about the Nine Tails attack and everything, and about the Nine Tails rampage or everything. Yeah, he sees himself and Danzo talking. Kakashi's basically angry because he thinks he blames the third Hokage for Minato's death and everything. Excuse me. Not well adjusted. Sorry. And he literally blames the third Hokage Hirsen, and you know it's because of Danzo and all his manipulative ways and everything. And he's preying on Kakashi because right now he's vulnerable. He's lost his friend, his teacher. He is very vulnerable right now. And Kakashi's still having that nightmare about him killing Reem. And later he wakes up, Charles goes to the thing, to the sink to wash his hands, and because he washes, his right hand, because that's the hand he used to use to Didori and kill Rin and thing, so it doesn't wash off. Later he starts to think about that boy who can use wood style ninjutsu. Kakashi starts to get curious because he's never seen the wood style jutsu. In fact, the only wood style person is Hashirama. He's the only one who performed the wood style at all. And that's pretty curious. Then Kakashi gets curious. He breaks into the secret archives rooms and tries to find out the secrets of what's going on and what's going on. He finds out Hashirama's history. Tries to find out that he was the one that stopped the war. That he's the one who started everything, the Hokage. And also, but while he tries to find out this top secret information about wood style. No, he tries to document the guard, and guess who caught him? Hiruzen himself. Hiruzen caught Hashi, and he literally swiped the papers right under his nose, like. Knowing Hiruzen, he is the Hokage, but he's also a strong guy. He may be old, but he's strong and experienced. Don't underestimate him. That's the interesting part, because right after that, Hiruzen lets Kakashi on information about the wood style experiment. Apparently, years ago, they tried to recreate the Hashirama experiment. It was an experiment on approved by the Hidden Leaf, and not just Orochimaru. Like, for example, they tried to experiment in people. By injecting them straight into their bloodstream, but they couldn't handle the wood style. Their bodies literally exploded in blood and wood just coming out of their body. That they were a potted plant. It was a giant bloody mess, basically like what Obito did when he went on a rampage. Same thing. Eventually it was dropped as forbidden jutsu, but later he also explains that there were some who tried to experiment on it by children, by infants, like babies, and also other people. According to them, there were 60 people that were reported missing, and one infant that was missing 10 years ago. You see, they injected it in adults because adults could handle the spike, but an infant, because of their development stage, where they grow up from a childhood to adulthood, they will have a more concrete master. More used to setting as their body adjusts to the change. And you see this from where I'm going with this when I'm explaining it. Same thing. But they say that no child ever survived, or any person ever survived. But if one did, they would definitely be a woodman, someone who uses the wood style. And that is very clever and tricky, and especially for someone who had an asset. Because you see, when they started the wood style project, they did it because since Hashirama was gone, there was no one to control the Kyuubi, and also no one to handle the Uchiha, since the Uchiha were basically the enemy of the Senju, and since the Senju kept them under control, without the Senju, with the Senju's wood style gone, the Uchiha would just run rampant at any time, and that was a big risk. And I really like this chapter because you get more. Meanwhile, after that, you get the assignment of Danzo talking to his people, saying that they're going to get rid of the third Hokage before he ends the feudal lord, because how Danzo is desperate to become Hokage. He's going to do any sneaky trick. Remember, he worked with Hanzo of the Salamander just to get rid of the Akatsuki just for its own benefit. I mean, think about it, and it didn't work at all, and instead it worked for Obito's benefit. And when he pretended to be Madara, and that was crap, and you know it. Continuing forward, this is a very interesting chapter. After that, had the Hokage on the move with his Anbu, but they're being watched. And his Danzo group, they launched their attack, and little Yamato literally uses his wood style. Now, he literally tries to pierce him, but it doesn't work. Apparently, a substitute was used, so he was inside, but it's not really here. And it's Kakashi. Hey, he's smarter than you think. And he thought he was expecting the third Hokage. The third Hokage wouldn't be taken out by that. No way. And knowing Kakashi, he was clever. Kakashi waits patiently while he uses his wood style, uses its joy to destroy it, and takes Yamato down. But he had a choice. He had to either kill Yamato or let him go, and he chose to let him go. Oh, and I gotta admit, we got more than we bargained for with this filler. But knowing that this is how Kakashi and Yamato met, I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited because this just keeps giving you more and more answers that. And even though it's strictly filler, I gotta admit I like the story concept. I mean, and after that, Kakashi let him go. He talks to the Anbu. They rally each other. They ask him questions. Do you recognize the enemy? He says no, because if he tells them who he is, it's going to be very difficult and could lead to some harsh treatment. After that, they're done, and then you get to the Danzo sitting in the third Hokage chair, thinking that Hiruzen's dead, like he's gonna be the seat Hokage. Okay, and but he's surprised, no, cause his jaw dropped when Hiruzen's still alive. Alright, that is just. He was just very surprised, cause he thought his plan would work, but no, he didn't, cause he was counting on Kakashi for that, because Kakashi didn't. He's not Danzo's pet, and you know that. And they talk. And Kyozen says this: it's because of the harsh treatment done. He could have had him seriously executed because of this, because of all that. He could have had Danzo killed or arrested, but instead he overlooked him. He literally spared Danzo for all that harsh treatment. He spared him, and just Danzo, he just dismisses him. He just calling him soft. That he will be the death of him. And Hiruzen agrees with him, saying he'll probably be the death of me. And he also says that I'm in the light and you're in the darkness. Like Danzo's in the darkness and Hiruzen is the light. And basically, he's saying that where there's light, there's always darkness. There's darkness, and that's the way you see it. Meanwhile, after that, Kakashi talks. She talks to Hiruzen, and Hiruzen tells him something. Like Hiruzen wants Kakashi to stay with him on the Anbu and be by his side, like he was with Minato. In fact, he drops a ball. Hiruzen drops a ball. He literally tells Kakashi it was his idea to ask Minato to put him on the Anbu, because he knows Kushina needed a bodyguard, and he knows about the rumors, and he had a talk with Minato before that. In fact, that means that the third Hokage was literally looking out for Kakashi and Minato's well-being because of all the hatred and sadness in his heart. And I mean, think about it. 2 of his friends are dead, and he was very depressed. And he was becoming cold-hearted in the Anbu, killing the enemy without any answers. And I gotta admit, I like this chapter for that. This was very, very interesting. Meanwhile, after that, you get the Hokage talking to the feudal lord and the elders that he's taking part of. He's gonna be receding as the Hokage again. And Danzo's not there. Yeah, he's not there at the ceremony. After he was in talk, he's doing something else right now. And the feudal's like, where is that old man that is by your side? Like Danzo, and he went to do something else. And he said he always felt uncomfortable about Danzo, and he is the Shinobi of Darkness. And after that, you get to see Danzo talking to Orochimaru, that the third Hokage is onto this. And remember, they made deals in the past about the Hashirama cells. When you think about it, they made those experiments. You see Orochimaru doing a secret hidden laboratory. This was, and they're supposed to make their move, but now that the third Hokage knows there's something going on, and he's not gonna let them make their move. So, and something big is gonna happen after that. Meanwhile, after that, Kakashi, he has his nightmare, him killing Rin, and he wakes up, he goes to the sink again to wash his hands, say it won't wash off. He's thinking about all that blood and everything. Remember, he is having remember when I said PSD, post-traumatic stress? Same thing. It's the same thing all over again. And after that, he goes to a walk, his usual walk, and then you get to see little Yamato watching him from the side. Remember, he let him go. He let Yamato go. Oh, and he could have killed him too. Oh, but now he's starting to get curious. But remember, Yamato's still a boy. He's still 10 years old. He's still a child. Oh, and yet he's working for Danzo. Remember, Danzo, when he founded the foundation, he made children fight each other just to prove how cold-hearted they are. After that, he's walking, and you get to see Guy, Kurenai, Asuma, Genma, they're all eating dumplings, are talking about dirt being reinstated, and they start to talk about celebration after that, and then you see Guy trying to talk to Shi, because he's still depressed a little bit. That's after everything, and then after that, then Guy even tries to talk to him, try to do that whole sneak attack thing, but it doesn't work. Kakashi grabs him on high and takes his kunai. Like he would have grabbed Guy by the throat and killed him with it, but he didn't. But that's proves how serious Kakashi is all the time when everything is done. And right now he doesn't have time for jokes. And he leaves Guy and walks off, and the episode ends. And apparently the next episode is about Orochimaru. So I want to see young Kakashi versus Orochimaru. What about you? I'll put the link down in the description of this video. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin of Naruto Shippuden episode 351. Sorry I'm being late. Apparently the video crashed. When I was making my first video, it crashed. Yeah, it crashed, and it was a giant pain in the ass. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Sellavin. Thank you. Signing off.